Generic greetings and welcome back once again to Prison Architect. Today's beverage is a fairly standard yet reliable cup of tea, the good old-fashioned cuppa. Hopefully the perfect beverage for escaping, because that's going to be the focus of this video. But either way, in the previous series of videos, we were finishing off this, which is our Gang Island facility, which has a lot of other extras turned on in DLC. So things like staff needs, we have some green energy, we have weather and temperature, we have subsidence, we have rats, we have events, we have escape plans, and extra traits, that sort of thing. So there's certainly a lot going on here. And well, over the course of, I think it was 20 or 21 episodes, we started construction on this and then, well, built it to what you see here. And overall, I think it is successful. It does have some reform. We're on to 46%. And well, I was thinking, do we plan an escape attempt? Because, well, actually this thing is really secure. And I originally thought that because if you check prison grading, we have prisoners escaped 0. We've had a couple of attempts. We've seen at least a few tunnels from this location, but they didn't get any further than around here because, well, we have the doggos patrolling. And also anyone that was fighting mainly in an area that has a lot of inmates all sort of corralled together, it would be either in the yard or in the canteen most likely. But if they've fought and then they want to run off, they did try to get out, and well, they didn't get very far. So I thought, you know what, this is actually really secure. But then it dawned on me that actually this is probably one of the most unsecure facilities I've made, because there's no double wall, there's no perimeter wall, there is no real way of quickly getting in certain services like fire engines and such. So what I thought we'd do is do a bit of a compilation of at least 3 different ways of trying to escape from this one. I think at least 2 of them successful, and one of them's a little bit extra, but more on that towards the end. Either way, let's load up to our first attempt. So here we are as prisoner Sandy, prisoner number 44798575, and naturally we've been brought in via the boat dock and boat, etc., and through deliveries and then into the facility. Now, I'm not going to skip this walk-in, this little escort-in, because, well, it's nice to see as a bit of a sort of catch-up. And I've just realised, oh no, I was going to say there's one thing missing there, but it's not. It's because I haven't put the crate. Yeah, it's nice to just let's have a bit of a refresh on exactly what the layout is as we come in. So you've got basically armory, security, kennel. That's going to be a bit of a problem. You've got all the staff-only areas here. Speaking of that staff-only area, you've got the main reception and another little block that's staff-only. But this is really the only thing that separates us from this other area that doesn't look like it's staff only, because it isn't, because this is just open air. It's just exposed to the rest of the map. So yeah, we have to try and get out of this one. This being an island facility, we have to get some level of swimming, because there is 0 access to the edge of the map. Although there might be, if we had a look around, there might be some bit that is shallow which you can sort of wade across, but I'm not going to go down that level. We're just going to pick up some level of swimming and reputation, and then we're going to attempt our first escape attempt. So we are, as I said, prisoner Sandy, and we've been categorized as a high-risk inmate. There are 3 high-risk cell blocks in the facility. There's also a supermax cell block, which is for gang leaders, which is currently unoccupied, and then one for protective custody, which is for any inmates that are in danger and or are the reformed gang members. So how do we get out of this one? Well, there's multiple ways to do it, but my thinking for the first of these few attempts is to obviously pick up some level of swimming and probably some level of toughness, and basically just try and run out the front door. And I say pick up a level of toughness. I think this would certainly be possible without being tough, but it would just take a lot longer. And if we've already admitted to getting some traits, let me just put my hands up there and skip the punishments. If we're already going to get some level of toughness, we might as well get very tough. There you go. I'll also go with quick and probably very quick as well to give us a bit more speed. And well, I'm just going to try and run out the front. Now, the only real downside we have is that, well, it's going to be based on a little bit of luck, whether or not we get through these 1, 2, 3 doors, but they've got so much traffic through such a small area. This is the only way in or out the facility that most of the time these doors are in some level, they've got some level of access, they're open in some way. So that's why I think we can probably just do a run out. And also, as I said, that I think the main issue is obviously, well, we don't have free fire on, so I can just do this. And as you can see, I've just managed to run straight out the front door. Now, my worry is any doggos, so I'm going to try and get into the water as quickly as possible. And there we go. I do think that this will be a success. So if we were caught by a doggo and knocked unconscious, that would be very, very, well, that would be very easy for it to happen. But also if we were tased in the water, we could drown and things like that. But no, there you go. That was basically, we were brought into the facility 2 hours and 56 minutes ago. In game, we smashed up a bit of furniture, the chairs, and then we pretty much just ran out the front. That's how insecure the facility is. So let's try that again with a little bit of a difference this time. Okay, loading back in here, and what's interesting is that prisoner Worm here has been assigned as a protective custody inmate. This might actually be a failure from the very beginning. Prisoner Worm, prison number 4479850. Let me skip the intake. And yes, we have been put in the protective custody area, which means that I don't think we can escape from this, because there is a bit at the front that is all staff only. Oh, well, I said this was a facility that was not very secure, and I do still stand by that, but for this particular instance, I really don't know. Okay, what I'm the only thing I can think of is literally running out the front door. I can't get any tunneling equipment. I can't get anything to set fire to things. All I can think of doing is, well, I can change my category actually. That's actually one thing. Yes, I can change my category. So if I was to smash my way through things, I might be able to break up enough to get out, or to get assigned to a different category of inmate, but that will require a bit of the old ultra-violence. So let me do some smashing here, and obviously we're just picking up the traits as well. So we're going to go with very strong, tough, deadly, instigator, skilled fighter. So we'll pick up all of those, then we'll go back up to this one. This, I reckon, out of all the escape plans I have in mind, I reckon this could be the most difficult. If not impossible, because we've got no access to any sort of equipment, and we're in an area that I know, because, well, we built it. It's highly guarded. There is at least a couple of guards patrolling around here, and that is a very, very brave janitor. So I'm going to start to probably make them unbrave, and there we go. And then the doggo comes in, and I don't like attacking doggos. But there we go, and then that's going to farm us some more points, which is going to be extremely tough, extremely strong, extremely deadly, and then once again it means I can run up here, and then now when we fight, it's a bit of a different story. Although you can see the training coming into play there, because someone was knocked injured, and then yeah, again it's happened there, knocked unconscious, and then healed straight back up again. So yeah, that can happen when you've got the first aid training. And now I have a shotgun, although I'm trying to pick it up, and there you go. Okay, so now we're farming points, and we also have a taser. So I might be able to, I might just start blasting like this and try and get out this way. It might be possible, but we're taking too much. I think we're suffering too much damage, and oh yeah, we've run out of we've run out of shotgun shells. We still can't take all of the guards out because we are obviously extremely strong, extremely quick, deadly. I'm going to put my hands up, and that has given us it was over 100 points. So let me skip the punishments, and you know what? I don't think. Oh, now we're being searched. I wonder why. We've done nothing wrong. I don't think, like say, we're gonna get out on this because we're not being changed to a different category. Naturally, that was based on the policy that we set. So, yeah. Do I just get a set of keys and run? It is possible. And there's the set of keys. And there's the taser. So that's the problem that we have. That every time I try and do this, we have to get a new set of keys. Unless I try and just literally walk out the front like now. And eventually what might happen though is we get to the front. Oh no, wait, all this is changed to yeah, to Oh, we've been healed, thanks. Oh, no, don't. Oh, please say that is going to get us out. So all of this here, it says we don't have access to, because I think I changed it to high risk. I can't actually remember. But what happened there is we were we were we were tased unconscious. No, sorry, we were attacked unconscious by the dog, but then we were healed up by someone because they got first aid training and now we're out. Well, I did not expect that. No, I didn't expect being placed as a protective custody inmate. A little bit longer this time, just over 4 hours to break out. However, we've got a little bit more of a body count with 3 workers, 3 guards, 3 armed guards, 1 janitor, and then 3 doggos, sadly. Right. Let's try another escape, again with a different method. So this time we have prisoner Giovanna, prisoner number 447. It doesn't really matter. Let's go to skip, and we are being put in a slightly different cell once again, but this time we are still set to a high security inmate. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fight around here, as is sort of standard really. We smash up with anything that's breakable with 1 punch, and basically I've done that with, let me see if I can run away. I don't think that's going to, I'm just going to put my hands up. So skip punishments, we're going to pick up swimmer, and then we're going to pick up tough, and then very tough. And why very tough? Well, we need to survive once again. Now we've already attempted 2 runouts through the via the front door, and I didn't think we'd get more than I didn't think we'd get more than 1, but I think we can burn our way out, and there's many ways we could do it. An easy one, and this is sort of almost low-hanging fruit, is come in here. And this is visitation, and all we do is we just scout around, we look around like so, and up and down the rows here, and then eventually, anytime, we will find a lighter, and there's the lighter there, but I'm not, oh, and there's a rat, and oh, I've just set off a metal detector. Now that's one of the reasons why I didn't do anything in this area, because yes, we could set fire to there's no perimeter wall, so it will burn, but the only thing we can set fire to would be these tables, but they're a bit too far away. But what we can do, however, is go into, say, psychologist's office and go, can I just borrow this for a moment? And then we turn back around. There is someone teaching breathe therapy, and then we run all the way along here and then into this secret room, which happens to be a fight club. And why are we going in the fight club? Well, it's because this area has got loads and loads of chairs, which we can set fire to, that are right near the wall. Now, one of the things I was a bit concerned with as well is that basically in this facility, if we get fire, putting it out is a bit more difficult than normal because we can't get fire engines. We can call in some emergency... Are these guys fighting here? Yes, Clown and this fight club teacher who is panicking a little bit, and why would they not be? Because, yep, the heating's definitely on now. Okay, and then we've just walked out. Yeah, as I said, one of the difficulties with this facility is that basically you can't bring in the fire engine, but we can bring in the air services. However, that all depends on whether or not it is free, as in, is there not another helicopter there? Because we only have 1 helipad, and if it's occupied, you can't bring in that other stuff. And even if it has to cancel, the other one has to take off and go, and then there's a time delay. And what I thought doing it here would be really, really quick. And sure enough, Giovanna, time taken 2 hours, 54 minutes. So there you go. We've escaped it twice via a bit of a run out. We've done an escape via fire. We're not going to do the whole taser teleport thing because, as people have pointed out, it is an exploitation of unintended game mechanics, but it would work. However, what about tunneling? Well, that's where prisoner Alexander comes in. Prisoner number, again, not really bothered. I'm going to skip their intake because we know what the deal is here. And is that guard holding their bribe in front of them? Yes, I believe they are. They're showing that fairly obviously. Okay, so we were going to do some tunneling, and well, obviously, if we were positioned, say, oh, I don't know, around here, then it could be more difficult. But we've been positioned on this bottom right cell. Now, Previously, this, I would like to say, isn't actually possible because the only real way of, well, the way you dig out is via anything that you can tunnel with. And the obvious springs to mind, workshop. They provides lots and lots of tools which allow you to tunnel out. So, the wooden pickaxe and all of the drills and, everything else like that. You've got forks and spades and other things from farming. You've got, I think, even shears, lots of different tools. The only thing really that you can escape with is via the overstarched shirt, otherwise known as the rope, which is classed as a digging implement. It's not my fault. And that would be in this facility. There was actually a couple of places. Firstly, if we go over here, we can see that we do have a laundry, but it's staff only in an area that there's nowhere we can get access to. The other area, if we go down the bottom here and then continue past, we can see we've got a chapel, we got a shop, and we have a gym. And the gym is where you can get, there you go, the rope. Now, I will freely admit that this is not in the final build. We did make it, and we didn't have anyone try to escape because most of these people are in gangs. Gangs don't attempt to escape via that sort of thing. So we sort of kept it in for a while, but then there was so much fighting and so many issues with it that we decided to get rid of it. But I thought, let's just put it back in, just for the sake of testing. I will, like I say, freely admit that this is not in the original build, like currently at the end of the last episode. But I wanted to try it to see what it would be like if we were in a facility that did have a very free access to rope. And I think that will do is skip punishments. Yeah. And basically mean that anyone, if they wanted to, could nick stuff in from the gym. So I'm going to go to probably to swimming, and then I'm going to go with quick, because that's really the only one you need, although very quick would have been even better. But yeah, so let's just see how we get on. So we don't have any checkpoints because, well, they don't actually work in the game. And also we have only one way to get a rope. Look at all these gang members coming here. See, that's what I'm a bit worried about, because they're going to be congregating around that because they can take it over. And I'm worried that they actually do that. But yeah, one rope, and also, and this is a big difference from previous series, bad example, can't see them. This is outside with a dog patrol. If you have the dog patrol inside, they can't sniff the tunnel out. But this is outside, which means they can. And which one is my cell block? Which one is my cell? Stash contraband. No. Is it this one? No. Is it this one? No. Alright, hang on then. This one. Yes. So, right-click the stash contraband. Normally you can cycle through. There you go. Start tunnel. But obviously, we have guards patrolling as well. So that's going to be a bit of a risk for all involved. Enter tunnel, and I'm just going to tunnel straight across. Why would we not? Because dogs can detect this. The guards have a chance of detecting it. I just want to do my best by, digging as quickly as possible. Because remember, there's no perimeter wall. So, there you go. Let's jump out and hopefully we'll get a bit of luck. You didn't see nothing, Schaefer. Right. So, yeah, we don't have a perimeter wall. And normally a perimeter wall, it would take you 3-4 pieces of tunneling equipment to get through. Oh, and look at this. This is now being taken over by the bone breakers. And I don't think it's respawned, actually, the rope. No, it hasn't. Alright, so we'll just pick up some random stuff and just drop it. Just to, I don't know, give us something to do while it cycles through. I'm hoping to... Oh, yeah, and there's Chislet Trim who's coming in and picked up something there. And now Platter's coming in and picking up, yes, the medicine that I nicked, that I managed to get from here. But yeah, this has been taken over by the bone breakers. So it just shows how quickly the gang members take things over, and particularly the gym. And I think it's because of the size, because the yard is fairly large. It takes a lot of members to take over it because it's a large piece of territory, physically large piece of territory. Whereas well, the gym ain't. So this should be all that we need to get out because it's outside. So easy, easy. It's a bit of a wall, but, you know, a little bit harder. But after that, relatively easy. Come on, are we just going to make it or are we just going to not? It's going to be on the edge, whatever it is. And there we go. And, all right, guys, is this where I place my order? The workers are probably, what is going on here? And, yeah, we'll get rid of that. And we swim off into the distance. That has been a bit of Prison Architect. That's been Prisoner Alexander, escaping in 8 hours and 30 minutes, the longest it's taken. In fact, their time in the facility almost equals the combined time of the last 3 attempts. So as I said, we've escaped via 2 run-out attempts. One of them was a very impromptu one. It didn't occur to me that we'd have to attempt an escape via, well, any method from the starting point of protective custody. But we did that. We then did obviously a little burn through with fire, and then we've done this little dig out, which admittedly, as I said, you know, cards on the table, hands up, other adages are available, but I'll freely admit that that was a little bit of an extra because we put that back in. Would you be able to steal a tunneling implement and then come back in? It's highly, highly, highly unlikely. So we can't really class this last one as a proper one, but it does indicate what could have happened in certain circumstances, as in, what if it wasn't any of the level of gangs in here? It just means there'd be a lot more people trying to escape. If we kept that longer, you get more tunneling might have been permitted. And we have seen tunneling in the previous series. It was just because I think people having stuff thrown in rather than stealing tunneling equipment. There are other methods we could have attempted, let's say the taser teleport and the sort of running along walls if there was fences. I don't think there is though, so maybe not on that one. But let me know what you think in the comments. Hopefully, if nothing else, it's been interesting and we've seen where the gaps are. Would there be a way to fix this? Not without a massive level of expansion, really. I mean, yes, you could probably go for sniper towers. That would be the easy fix. Put several sniper towers and make sure they're fully staffed around the perimeter. That would almost certainly help. And we could, like I say, expand to make sure there's loads of water to allow those snipers to get, well, more time to take aim, or even then expand out to put a wall around it. But yeah, not within the scope of the series, and like I say, a little bit of an extra one on this. Either way, let me know what you think in the comments, and hopefully we'll go from there. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.